Guys, the new bags from Marc Jacobs are here. We've been waiting for them since last year and I'm so excited that they finally came out. They're all available in retail stores now and I'm so excited because we finally get to see them in the flesh. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys all the new release bags from Marc Jacobs and the retail prices. We've been waiting for this for quite a while. Marc Jacobs has some really good stuff right now. And so if you want to know what these new bags are and if you want to know the up and coming bags for the end of this year onto next year, then keep on watching. But before anything else, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm trying to reach 3,000 subscribers this year, so if these are types of videos that you like watching, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to connect with me in my socials, it's at TrishDLF. So Marc Jacobs finally came out with their latest bags and they're all available in retail stores right now. This bag, well, it's one specific bag that I've been waiting for since last year. This bag was in their fall-winter collection from last year and I was waiting for it to come out the entire time because I was like, it already came out on the runway and it was taking so long. I was like, is this really how long bags take to get to the stores from the runway? I don't think so. So it was surprising that they only came out in retail stores recently. I'm not sure when the exact launch date was, but I just started seeing like posts about it. I think it was a post on Reddit where someone posted the bag. That's why I found out that it was actually available in retail stores already. I am based in the Philippines, so the trends tend to trickle down slower back here. So all the new stuff tend to arrive here a little slower than usual. So I don't think this item is available in stores here yet, but in the US it definitely is. And this bag that I've been talking about, the bag that I've been waiting for so long to come out, it's the sack bag. So as I mentioned, the sack bag came out in fall-winter of 2022, so last year. And when I saw that bag, me and my friend Marc, funny that his name's also Marc, but we both like fashion, and when we saw this bag on the runway, we were just like, oh my gosh, we need that bag. Because we imagined that it would be like a cheaper version of like the usual sack bags that are really all the rage these days. When we saw this bag on the runway, it was very reminiscent to like the Bottega Jody bag, like the silhouette of it, of how like just big and like sack-y it is. Like it's just like one big sack, and a lot of brands are doing that trend nowadays. They're doing like the garbage bag look, like with the Chanel 22, and then the Jody bag, and Bottega has a lot of other sack type bags as well. So I really love the idea that Marc Jacobs came out with his own version, which is the sack bag. So this is what the sack bag looked like, and this was the runway version. However, I know that for retail or commercial, they also released a different sack bag, although right now the designs are just trickling in, so it's just very few, and I'll mention them later. But this is like the main design that I really like from Marc Jacobs because it just looks so plush and soft, and right now I think everyone is digging that type of style for bags. We're veering away from the structured type of bags and we're going more into the slouchy kind of hobo bags again, and I really like that about it. This version, the one that came out on the runway, is also very simple. It's very understated, and for the branding, it only has like a small patch that says the sack on it. So it's not really seen, whereas the commercial version, which I'll show later on, it's kind of loud and it's kind of like the tote bag, except it says the sack bag. So that will be saying a lot. However, for the runway version of the sack bag, I only saw it at Bergdorf Goodman. I only saw it on their website, and apparently it says it's a Bergdorf's exclusive, so I'm not really sure about that because when I checked the Marc Jacobs website, it wasn't available to purchase. However, on Bergdorf's, it's available, and it's a little bit steep in price. It's at $1,695 US. So I would say it's in that like mid-luxury price range, because like $1,695, that's kind of like the row levels already. So it's still a contemporary bag, although in the higher price range of contemporary bags. The runway version also looks very soft. Just judging by the pictures, the leather looks like that crinkle type of leather, which I would say is comparable to like the Balenciaga leather. It's like that soft, distressed vibe. So I really feel like it's a bag that you can really beat up and throw around and like nothing will really happen to it. That's why I like it so much. However, we go on to the commercial version of the sack bag, which is kind of disappointing because I wasn't expecting this kind of bag. Like for commercial purposes, I would have expected this bag to still be the same as the Runway. Like, I just don't understand why they didn't just bring this or like produce this as a commercial item. Although I don't know, maybe like they're still planning to launch it further down in the year. But right now, the commercial version is this version, and it's basically the tote bag but a sack. And a lot of comments about this is that it's kind of weird seeing the word the sack like right in front of a bag, like printed in like huge letters onto a bag, because it kind of gives off that imagery of like a blank sack. But I don't know, that those were just like some of the comments about the bag. Like, if you are kind of green-minded, that's something that you might think of when you see that bag, because it's literally like a huge sack and it says the sack right in front of it, and like big, the tote bag letters, it says the sack. So for this one, I definitely still like the idea of it. It's kind of a little more subtle because the printed letters are the same color as the bag. It's not like a contrasting color, so it's not like that loud. But if you're kind of conscious about the word like written all over, then that's something to be concerned about. Although if you really want the bag, you can just like turn it around just so the word the sack won't be showing. So I don't know how this commercial version would be accepted by like the majority of the population, if this is something that they'll accept like the tote bag, or if it's something that's gonna be like a goner for them. Although I really like the Runway version of the sack, for the commercial version, I'm like 50-50 about it. This is something that I have to see in person. The leather also is different from the Runway version, because the leather of this, the sack bag, it's more of that like pebbled leather. It's very similar to the pebbled leather of the tote bag. So it's definitely stiff. I would say that it's definitely hard wearing, because the tote bag leathers are hard wearing. However, for hobo types of bags, those are something to consider, because you want like a mixture of like the durability and the plushness of it. You still want the bag to be plush and nice to the touch, aside from it being durable. So for this one, because it's the pebbled leather, it might be a little too stiff for my liking, but this is something that I will have to see in person. So the sack bag and the commercial version comes in 2 sizes. So I think they call the bigger one the extra large, and then the smaller one a mini. So currently on the Marc Jacobs website, only the mini version has a price. So the mini sack bag is at $325 US. However, I did see the extra large version in like TikToks. Like, people were in department stores taking videos of the extra large version, but there weren't prices. So just to put it out there, it is available. I am just not so sure about the price right now for the extra large version. The next new bag is the curve bag. Now this bag I didn't see in the Runway. I just saw it now when I started searching the new sack bag, and it's one of their new collections as well. And the curve bag I really like because it's very reminiscent to me of the CELINE Ava bag. And I really love the silhouette of the CELINE Ava bag. It's just very sleek, and I'm not gonna deny it, but this curve bag looks like almost 80% like it. They just change like the small details, just like how a lot of designers usually copy from each other. But I just like how it's a cheaper alternative to the CELINE Ava bag, because this only at $350 US versus the CELINE Ava, which is at least I think like $2,000, a little less than $2,000 I think. So that's quite of a big price range. So if you want a cheaper version, then you can definitely check out the Marc Jacobs curve bag. So for this bag, the shape is just a little bit different, because the CELINE Ava is like purely like a half moon kind of shape. But for the Marc Jacobs curve bag, it's still like a half moon, but it goes like longer here to the side before it tapers up like that. So the CELINE Ava is more of like exactly round like this, while the curve bag is more of like straight a bit before it goes up. That's the shape. Do you get what I mean? I hope you can visualize, but I will show pictures anyway, just so you can see like more of the difference. between those two bags. For the curve bag, it is also convertible, so it has a short strap and you can adjust it to make it longer. I think it's possible to do it crossbody. I can see that there's a long strap, however, I'm just not sure on the exact dimensions on how it will fit to your body if you use it as a crossbody. And it also does have a short chain, which is similar to like the Proddery edition with like a chain. So you can wear this bag many ways. You can take it for a day out with a leather strap, or if you want to use it at the party, you can just change up the straps with a chain for a more glam look. For the curve bag, it's at $350 US, which I would say is a good introductory price, because if you notice, a lot of designers, like when they come out with a new design, they usually price it the lowest, and you'll notice by the first year, if it's a bag that's kind of a hit, they tend to like raise the price right away. So at $350 US, I feel like that's a very good price to grab right now, because this is something that definitely has potential to go up in value, or at least to go up in retail price by the next year. And finally, for their last bag, the Tote Bag Charm. Now this one, it's not really a bag because it's a charm. It says it's a charm, but there's also one of their new releases. If you are a fan of the tote bag, if you have like all the sizes, if you like collecting the tote bag, then here's another size for you to collect, and it's the nano size. So this one, it's more of like a charm because it already has like that actual hook, or like that keyring hook that you can actually hook on to your other bags. It's so tiny. It's about 11 cm in length by 8 cm in height. I'm not sure how tall that's supposed to be. Let me check. It's actually quite small. This is 11 cm. So this is the length of the Nano Charm by 8 cm in height by 8 cm. So more or less like this, and then like this long. So it's still pretty substantial. It's still like a pretty good size, but it's more of like a wallet size. What's nice about it is that it's a functioning bag. Like it has all the elements of an actual tote bag, except it's just like in the miniature size, and it also has a working zipper so you can put stuff inside it. So because it does have like the keychain or like the keyring, what I thought that would look good with it is if you hang it like on jeans, just like how like the nano bags are being used right now, like, you know, the Fendi Baguette Nano, or like all the other nano bags. Basically, they usually have a key charm, and then what people do is they actually use that nano bag as like a wallet, and that's what they hang onto their jeans, and they just put in like cards and cash in there for like a quick errand day. So that's something that I can imagine the Nano Charm being used for. Like, I think it's just such a cool fashion piece. The tote bag is already so recognizable these days. So if you walk around like with like high-waisted jeans, and then you just have that nano bag charm clip onto your jeans with just like your bare essential, like your cards, cash, and then maybe a lipstick or something, I think that would just look so cool to other people. Like, wow, that's the tote bag, but it's so tiny, and it's clip onto her jeans, like, and no one knows about the nano bag yet, so you'll be one of the first to be styling this bag, and I just think like it looks so cute. And for this nano bag, it's only at $125 US. It's a bit expensive for such a tiny bag. However, I think that you can just think of it this way. Just think of it as an SLG, or like a small leather good. Just think that you're buying like a wallet for $125 US. So that's it. Those are the latest bags from Marc Jacobs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button down below to help the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to reach 3,000 subscribers this year, so I would really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to connect with me in my socials, it's at TrishDLF. I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye!